So this is a lesson on solving two-step equations. So it's kind of like the one from yesterday, but now each equation has two steps to solve it instead of just one. So before we begin, I would like you to try to solve these from yesterday, one-step equations. Just take a minute and answer those. Okay, so the steps for solving two-step equations. First, you want to isolate the variable term. So that means the term with the letter in it, you want to get it by itself on one side of the equal sign. Or if there's more than one of them that you need to combine, make sure they're on the same side of the equal sign. And all the numbers that are constants that don't have a variable in them, make sure they're all on the other side of the equal sign. Then you simplify the constants, so you add, subtract, multiply, divide, whatever it takes to get the numbers all combined, and then solve for your variable like you did in the one-step equation. And as always, check your answer when you're done. So we're just going to go over 4 quick examples. Here's the first one. 7k minus 5 equals 16. So step 1, isolate the variable term. So that means this term right here, 7k. We want it by itself on one side of the equal sign and everything else on the other. Sorry, this thing is not cooperating. There we go, 7k. So since we're subtracting 5 over here, I'm going to add 5 to both sides. I'm going to write it out the long way first. Equals 16 plus 5. Okay, adding to both sides. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. Now if we have 7k, we take away 5 and we add 5 back in, we're just left with 7k. So this is by itself now. 7k is equal to 16 plus 5, which is 21. So now we're left with a one-step equation. We've done the first step, and now we only have one left. 7 multiplied by k equals 21, so we're going to divide both sides by 7. That will cancel it on this side, and we'll have that k is equal to 21 over 7, which is 3. Okay, as usual, check your work. So I set up a left side, right side check over here. Left side, right side, we'll start underneath this here. So 7 times k, which we found was 3, minus 5 is equal to 16. 7 times 3 is 21, minus 5, and that is 16. So left side is equal to right side, which means that we have the right answer. Okay, example number 2, 3x minus 4 equals 11. So again, we're going to isolate the variable first. We want 3x by itself. So 3x, take away 4. So we're going to add 4 to both sides. I'm going to write it up here a little differently this time. Plus 4 over here. And plus 4 over here. So we'll have 3x on the left side is equal to 11 plus 4 over here. So we've isolated our variable. Now we're going to simplify the constants. 3x is equal to 15, which is 11 plus 4. Solve for the variable. So we're multiplying by 3, so we'll divide both sides by 3. That will cancel it on the left side, and we'll be left with x equals 15 over 3, which is 5. We'll do our left side, right side check. And we'll get that 3 times 5 minus 4 is 11. 3 times 5 is 15 minus 4, and that is 11. So left side equals right side. So we've done it correctly. Okay. Third example, 8 minus 2b equals 11. I think I like 11s when I pick these examples. Okay, so isolate the term. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do this. Because the 2b is a negative term, you can either isolate it and keep it on the left side, or you can bring it around to the right side. So I'm going to go through this example twice. Actually, we'll get the same answer either way. So I'm going to keep it on the left side. So because we're adding, this is a positive 8 over here, we're going to subtract 8 from both sides. So 8 minus 2b, and then plus 8 equals 11 plus 8. Okay? Oh, sorry. I totally did that wrong. Let's try this again. 8 was positive, so we're supposed to subtract 8 from both sides. So we have 8 minus 2b minus 8 equals 11 minus 8. Okay, so we're adding 8 here, subtracting it here. So all we're left with on this side is negative 2b equals 11 minus 8. So I'm going to simplify that. Negative 2b, 11 minus 8 is 3. So now negative 2 times b equals 3. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. It's going to cancel out over here, and we'll be left with b equals 3 over 2, and it's negative. So the negative can go in front of the fraction, it can go in front of the 3 or in front of the 2. It's all the same thing. Okay, so that's one way. So we ended up with b equals negative 3 over 2. Okay, I'm going to show you the other way. I'm going to bring the negative 2b around to the other side this time, to the right side. Okay, so 8, we're subtracting 2b, so I'm going to add 2b to both sides. 8 minus 2b plus 2b equals 11 plus 2b. So I've added the entire variable term to both sides. So if we're subtracting it here and then adding it back in, that cancels out, and we're left with 8 equals 11 plus 2b. Now I want to simplify this even further and bring the 11 to the other side. So since we're adding it here, I'm going to subtract it from both sides, sorry. So 8 minus 11 on the left side will now be negative 3. If we're adding 11 and subtracting 11, we're just left with 2b on the right side. Divide both sides by 2. And again, we find that b is equal to negative 3 over 2. Those 2's cancel out. Okay? So either way, it works. So now let's check our math and make sure that it works. Left side, right side, and just a reminder, we had b is negative 3 over 2. So we'll sub this in over here. 8 minus 2 times negative 3 over 2 is equal to 11. So what's happening with the negative 3 here is it's being multiplied by 2 and divided by 2, so those 2's are going to cancel out. The negatives are also going to cancel out because now we're subtracting a negative, so we have 8 plus 3, and of course that equals 11. So our left side equals our right side. Okay, final example. 4 minus y equals 11. Again, you can do this one either way. You can keep the negative y on the left side, or you can bring it to the right side to make it a positive number. So I'm going to do 2 steps in one here. I'm going to bring the y to the right side, and I'm going to bring the 11 to the left side. So that means that I have to add y to both sides, and I have to subtract 11 from both sides. So 4 minus y is equal to 11. Now I'm going to add my y's to both sides, plus y, and I'm also going to subtract 11 from both sides. So I'm combining 2 steps in one here. You can do this in 2 steps as well. Either way is fine. Okay, so over here we have negative y plus y. They're going to cancel out. Here we have positive 11, negative 11. Those cancel out. So we're left with 4 minus 11 equals y. 4 minus 11 is negative 7 is equal to y. So y is negative 7. You could solve this many other ways, but you're always going to get the same answer as long as you do it correctly. So y we found was negative 7. Check the work. 4 minus negative 7 is 11. So 4 minus a negative, you end up adding it. So 4 plus 7, which is 11. So left side and right side are equal.